Hey, what's up, future Golang developers? Welcome to this episode of the second episode of long tutorial uh, of basics Golang. And if you saw the short video on my YouTube channel, I'm gonna cover the whole thing. The short episode is just for knowing better the syntax of Golang, but in the series of tutorial, the long video tutorial, I'm gonna explain totally of the for loops, the if condition, and so on and so forth. So don't forget to saw the shorts, then come back to this video and I will explain all of this if you want to know more about Golang. This is a complete course, but in our short tutorial series, I upload every day an episode for telling you how the Golang works and how the program in Go works and how the syntax are and so on and so forth. There are not much explanation for the short tutorial, but in the long tutorial, I'm gonna tell you all the things in Golang. Yep. So first of all, we're gonna head to the for loops. So let me just create the main function here. So here we have the main function. So the basic for loop has three components separated by semicolons. So let me just define a variable sum column equal to 0. Then we have a for keyword for our for loop. So the first condition is init statement execute before the first iteration. Yep. So I column equal to 0. Then the second statement we separated by the semicolon. The condition expression evaluate before every iteration. So I less than 10 and a semicolon, and we separated. This is our init statement. This is our condition expression, and the post statement execute at the end of every iteration. So I plus plus. So first of all, we define the I in our for loop equals to 0, and until the I is less than 10, the for loop goes on, and at the end of each loop, I plus plus means that let me just sum plus equal to I. So here I0 sum equals to 0, 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. So then we added 1 to I, so I equals to 1, and then we have sum equals to 0 plus 1. So the sum would be 1. So, and goes on. fmt.println sum. Yep. Let me just hit the run button, and you're gonna see 45. So this is our for loop, the basics for loop. And unlike the other languages like C, Java, or JavaScript, there are no parentheses for our condition, our statement here, but we have to use the curly braces unlike the Python. In the Python, you have to use the column for loop, but in Golang, we have to use the curly braces or mustaches. So this is our basic for loop. So here you have to note that the initial statement and the post statement are optional. So here, let me just this one to 1, sum equals to 1, and I can delete this one, and I can delete this one. Yep, and this is sum less than 10, and sum plus sum. Okay, let me just hit the run. Okay, here I hit the run button, and we got 16. Okay, nice. So here in the next one we have the while. So while this is our while loop in Golang, unlike the other languages that has while keyword, we have just for keyword for our loops, and this is our while. So I said sum less than 1000. So let me just hit the run button, and here we got it. So this is our if we delete the post statement and the condition and the init statement, we have the while loop in the Golang. So and we have the forever loop. So here, let me just show you. This is our forever loop, and it doesn't stop. And here you see it goes on forever. So after that, we have a if statement, and the expression doesn't need unlike the other languages in the parentheses. So we have x, and we have let me just create another function the square root, and we receive x of float 64, and we return a string here, and we have the if keyword, and x is less than 0, it equal, and then it execute this one, a square root, and we have minus x plus I, yep, and we have return here fmt dot sprintf sprint math dot square root of x. So here we have it. So the condition after the if keyword, if it's true, it execute this one. If it's not, it execute this one. So if the x minus less than 0, it returns our function square root minus x plus I, string I, and then it returns the fmt sprint math dot square root x. So here in our main function, we have to use it, fmt println square root 2 and square root minus 4. So if I hit the run here, we have it minus 4, it is 2i, and the 2 would be 1.41 and so on and so forth. So this is our if condition in Golang. Unlike the other languages, as I mentioned, that you don't have to use parentheses in your condition, just the curly braces. Yep. And we have a short statement here. You can define a variable in the if statement. So let me just delete this function, and create a new function here. Function power and xn and len, and it's len float 64, and in terms of float 64, and in that we have if. So the variable v column equal to math dot power and x and n, and here we have the condition here, v less than limit. So we have return v, else we have return lim. So here we have some bunch of variable that we want to print. So power 3 to 10, and then power 3, 3, and 20. So let me just hit the run button. And here we have to, yep. So we have 9 and 20. So let us see, 3 power 2 equals to 9 is less than 10, and it returns a v. That's it. 3 power 3 it equals to 27. It's not less than 20, and it returns the limit 20. So this is our if, short if statement. After that, we have the if and else. So here we can use else. It is not different with that. Yep, here, and it is like it works like the same. Yep, here. And if if this statement is true, it executes this one in the if block. Else, if it's not true, the if condition is not true, it runs the else block. It runs this one. And here we don't. Okay, let's go to the switch statement, and I can delete this one here and these ones. Okay, so here we have fmt.println print, just print. So go runs on, and here we have switch, and here we have the OS operating system column equal to runtime go OS, and here we have OS. So in our switch statement block, we have some cases. Case Darwin. This is for Mac OS. FMT println OS X. So after that, we have a case for Linux. FMT println Linux here, and for our default variable, we have to fmt.printf. Here we have a string manipulation, and then we have a new line here, and we print out the OS. So let me just go through the cases. So if the OS equals to Darwin, it runs this one, and it breaks, unlike the other languages. In the other languages, you have to use keyword break for each cases. If not, it continue to evaluate each cases after that. But in the Golang, if one case match the variable, it runs immediately and it breaks immediately. So if the case the OS matched Darwin, it runs the fmtprintln OS X. If it matched the Linux, it runs the Linux fmtprintln. And if not this one, it printf our operating system for us. So let me just hit the run button, and here we have Go runs on OS X. So if I change this line to the second, it gets us the same result as you see. Yep, it's very nice and it's a very clean way to replace a bunch of else if else statement with a switch statement if you can. So and here, yep, for the evaluation order, it evaluates from top to bottom, stopping when a case succeed, and yep, it runs from top to bottom, and if it's not succeed, it turns to the second case, and if the second case is not succeed, it turns to our default case. So we can have the switch without no condition. So let me just clear this one. So t column equal to time dot now. After that we have a switch. So we don't have an expression here. So here we have case t dot hour less than 12 fmt println good morning. After that we have a case t dot get dot hour less than 17. We have fmt dot println good afternoon. And for our default we have fmt println good evening. Yep. So this is our switch statement without the condition and expression here. So if I hit run, we have the good afternoon because it is 13:29 and it is not less than 12, it is less than 17, and we got it good afternoon. So here after that we have an important statement to dive in. We have a differ statement differs the execution of a function until the surrounding function returns. So here let me just fmt println world and fmt println hello. So this is our normal fmts, and if I hit the run, it is world and hello. So here, but if I use the differ keyword here, it turns out it is not the same, not give us the same result. So we have hello world here. So if we use the differ keyword for our Golang line or Golang expression, it evaluated immediately, but it runs after the program finish and after the function returns the value. So here, if we run the main, we have to evaluate this one, and after that, but not executed. After that, it evaluated and execute this line, and after the function finish and returns, it execute the fmt word for us. So and after that we have the staking differs. So we have fmt here println here counting. So for our counting, so we have for I column equal to 0 and I less than 10 and I plus plus. So here we have fmt println I, and here we have fmt println done. So if I hit the run, it is normally runs counting 0 to 9, and then it's done. If I add a differ keyword here to our for block, it turns out it does not give us the same result also. So think about it, and then I hit the run. So normally it runs the counting first, and it runs evaluated this for loop, but we have a defer keyword in here, it's not executed, And after that, we have executed the fmt done, so counting done, and then the differ. So let me just run. So here we have counting done, and we have 9, 8, 7, 6, 7, 2, 0. So differ function calls are pushed onto a stack. When a function returns, it differs calls are executed in last in first out order. So we have in last in first out order. Here to you saw the difference. If we don't use the differ, it count normally, but when we use the differ, it use the last in first out order. And here we have 9 to 0. So this is the second part for our Go Basics long tutorial. Hope you like it. If you have any question, if you have any comments on this video, please tell me in the comments. If you like it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share it with your friends and support me. It means a lot to me, and I do my best for you to learn the basics and learn 0 to 100 of Golang. So until the next video, have a good time and bye bye.